not saying, I didn't give you M1 and M2, but I gave you the relative size of it. I know M1 is twice M2, so I can make that substitution. That's 2M2. So if I factor M2 out on the top, get M2 times 2G sine alpha minus G sine beta over 3M2. Now let's plug and jump. That's 25 degrees. That is 29 degrees for part B. This is 9.8. That's just 3. Now, if you're given a problem like this, where I give you a ratio of M1 and M2, some students are unsettled by that. They want an actual number. Just make up a number then, not 0. But make up some number so that this holds true. I mean, make it 1 and 2 if you wish. And so that is whatever it is. Questions here?
I'm just trying to catch up right now. That's over 3M2?
Yes, the 3M2, the M2s cancel out. All right, and then part C. With beta still cut in half, friction is added magically to the left side, so the system is once again in equilibrium. But since the masses are moving as a result of B, they move in dynamic equilibrium. What is the coefficient of kinetic friction on the left side? So we have now added friction here. So what's going to change is our force diagram. Which way is friction acting now? On what?
It's acting up the ramp on M1.
Which means that this equation so we tack on another force right there. So when we add those two equations together, we got a negative F1 here. And at this point, a little bit cluttered. We'll clean some of it off. Kristen, you were still writing stuff. You
Okay.
good? You good? Oh, sorry. Equals back to 0. So I have M1G sine alpha minus my tension minus my kinetic friction. So that's mu k times the normal force of 1 is equal to 0. Y1 is equal to, oh, those signs should not have been changed here. That doesn't change the math, but yeah, that should have stayed positive and that should have stayed negative. So Y1 is equal to M1G cosine of alpha. Y2 equals M2G cosine of beta. And then down here we have tension minus M2G sine beta equals 0. Friction is involved here, you do need to put it in the right spot, which we did. That's what y1 equals. You're solving for use of k. We know everything else. We don't know tension, but it's gonna go away. So we know mass into G beta into G beta M1 G alpha, that's what we're trying to find, alpha. Technically, we have 4 unknowns, so we don't know tension, y1, y2, and uk. But we've got 4 equations, it works out. Adding the first and last equation again, we get M1G sine alpha minus UK Y1, which is M1G cosine alpha, minus M2G sine beta equals 0. It's a solving from use of K. Now, obviously, I'm not plugging numbers in yet. The general recommendation is wait till the very end to plug in numbers, but there's no harm in plugging them in earlier. I guess the nuisance is if you plug numbers in at the very beginning of part A, then you're basically redoing it with different numbers for part B and then redoing it as opposed to just adjusting the equation a little bit. So UK is M2G sine beta minus M1G sine alpha divided by negative M1G cosine alpha. And now the plug and jug exercise. I guess, Ethan, you're the one who begged to have this one done. Do you feel just like a little bit more of a complete human being now? Okay. I hope it's everything you dreamed it would be.
Does that say, M2G?
M2G sine beta minus M1G sine alpha over negative M1G cosine alpha. Can't believe you can't read my handwriting.
You are a doctor. And what does the bottom say, a negative M1?
Negative M1 G cosine alpha.
Wouldn't the bottom be positive?
I brought this over to the right side, that over to the right side, and then I got the negative here that I have to deal with. So that's why there's a negative on the bottom. I could have brought this over to the right side and then divided by that, which probably would have saved us a step. But the bottom should be negative. Because mg sine alpha is bigger than m2g sine beta. So my numerator here is negative. So the negative would be needed to make my coefficient positive.
Like if you brought it over, it'd be M1G sine alpha minus M2G sine beta equals U of K times M1G cosine alpha. So
Yeah.
where does the negative come from if you move it all up?
Yeah, I moved, instead of moving this over and dividing by that, I moved these over. So that negative it stayed behind.
Okay. Oh, so if you move the U of K and that over, it wouldn't have needed to be negative.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. imagine all of you are pretty well psyched for tomorrow.
What gave you that idea?
Just, it's the spidey sense. My spidey sense is tingling that, everyone's just pumped.
Full of caffeine.
That would do it. All right,